The economy of Ghana is largely agro-based, with the cultivation of food crops such as maize, millet, and sorghum, cassava, yam, etc., and cash crops including cocoa, coffee, and shea, forming a large part of this sector. The climate of Ghana supports the growth of a wide variety of plant species, including Jatropha curcas, which has seeds that can be used as feedstock for biodiesel production. The energy-generating quality of Jatropha seeds has long been known to the locals in Ghana, hence its name Kaneadua, which translates literally as the tree of light. However, Jatropha has never been considered in economic value apart from being used as hedges in most communities. But from 2005 to about 2010, there was a boom in the acquisition of land and cultivation of Jatropha as feedstock for biodiesel production in Ghana.
During the Jatropha boom between 2004 to 2010, there was no backing legislation to support green energy investment in Ghana.
When government allowed the policy of foreign direct investment in the biofuel industry and many other sectors, they were expecting that there would be a win-win situation for all, the company that will be investing, the local communities, and then the government at large.
Industry's interest to cultivate Jatropha was motivated by this vision.
So when the Jatropha project came up, Professor Usonu, now resident Saudi Arabia, a medical surgeon, came and expressed interest in the project. And since Jatropha does not need much irrigation, he said he will acquire that part of the land. So we listened to him.
Jatropha Africa came to the area and they acquired the land through the chiefs.
The farmland belongs to the traditional council. So the company went to the traditional authority, that's the traditional chief and his elders. So they negotiated and the land was released to them.
Omudi sa problem ni baye ena yene ayefo na promofo no atena ase ena omugitum se so far as adwuma ni kroma no mpala no ombe start ya omoso benye adwuma ni biaye nti ahene ma omo asase ama yenyina ye gatu
na onye boderu mama ni hia se onso mo babibia akambibia that is fiber no mo dia diesel.
A total of 84,102 hectares of land were acquired by the companies captured in the field survey. Out of this total area of land, 8,200 hectares were planted.
We basically looked at the lands that have been acquired and then those that have been in operation. And so far, much of the research is still going on. We've noticed that almost 90% of the lands acquired are not in use.
The highest quantity of land acquired by a single entity for the purposes of Jatropha cultivation is Biofuel Africa, with over 45,000 hectares of land acquired in the northern region and 840 hectares in the Volta region.
The impact on people that are using this land already is quite important.
The research focused mainly on the repercussions of Jatropha curcas on rural land use alienation and conflict escalation in Ghana.
There has also been a major conflict between the land users and then the investors. Land users, most of whom really don't have title to the lands, but obviously have been using it in agreement with the traditional authorities, obviously lost those lands within a twinkle of an eye, and it's been a major source of conflict. They've had to confront these companies head on, trying to resist the land being taken over.
We found that most of the areas that are being used for Jatropha plantations were areas that were being cultivated already and so these people that were cultivating, they lost their land.
When they started the development, we realized that the lands given them were for some people. They were farmland, which people were farming on it.
They just came in without even informing them.
Common boy man is a great baby. When I say be a mountain assassin, I'm moby. I want Casa some nancy, and I say, no greater native. Assassin,
assassin. My father said, Bailey per munity. Now, I'm more assassin from me.
Before the acquisition of the land, there were some farmers on the land. So these farmers were asked to relocate and give way to the Jatropha plantation.
You consider me, I'm a modoy. I'm going to do a tractor plow here. I'm on Cronfon could be a Bruno and Manema will be a harvest here. I'm going to give you a film.
The Banya check out me at the Bundri at the quarrel, a man answer in Bielanga, the quarrel. To our time miracle, car is here with 1 winter. To Tigina wounds in a wara, man answer near B. The Watara, car Basawa, Tinyaka Babia, I will pour. I just sound up Bundri Basa.
Jana do it now. No more guns at now. Copy me say. And yam said in Sikai, near Meko, send you Moja, said the enemy than a place.
Those farmers, they or that way farming on the land. No, they are quite a lot from the traditional chiefs. So when the chief released the land to the company, the chief they gave them that message that now that land, that portion of land has been given to this company.
People started agitating, and the company decided a strategy that they will be clearing the lands in the night. So what people used to demarcate their lands were cleared at night. So it was difficult for people to identify their lands.
People were making noise. So out of that, the paramount chief summoned a meeting. Something like a Deba at his palace, and explained that these people came for looking for land, and we negotiated with them, and the land was given out to them.
No, these farmers don't have that kind of courage to maybe fight for their rights. If they cheated that, they say, well, I have no place to go. Who is my lawyer to speak for me?
Oh my dog, that's it. When she been watching, oh my dog. Okoyeno, BS woman too. A beneficial ometra, take a woman. Just a woman yet be about population.
So the agitation kept on and on and on. So the company decided to pay some compensation. But to my view, the compensation given them was very meager.
Some of the farmers told me that they were not compensated at all. They were promised that they would be compensated, but nothing of that sort came. But some of them were relocated, and some of them left the place at all because they were settler families. Some of them came from Tambali and other urban places. And when they saw that there was no land for them to, they started leaving. Even though they asked for compensating, nothing was forthcoming. This is what I was told.
It was 30 Ghana cedis per acre for 15 good years, which we thought it was not normal. Because when you come to Abu here and you want to farm on a land for a season, it's 60 Ghana cedis per season.
Now it will be a mango farms where 2 people. It's a pass and a man, 2 days to see you. It's money and so big to your car. And now, I'll give you must get the answer.
These translated into effects on food production, affecting their incomes and all that.
Yenya maybe a beto na yedidi. Enu ti sese omo pame afiri asase no so anase die ena omo eyeye.
The farmers, there are most of them have recruited from the place because taking the land from them, around the area they cannot get enough land to farm again. So the nearest village there is almost collapsing.
As I see, I free a year by that Benkum so Jatropha for Aji a young Waguma. As I said, that any fans so smart oil for so Aji a young Waguma. And until say, dear Bassem, and I said, dear Juma and Yebenya Niaye.
I feel the minimum Jimakura me yet. Baby, I'm more piazza assassin ko drunu. Mint me nante and drew. Sacred at the Mako, and Tabby and Tamaguro, my Jumanum, Namaguro, my Jumanumbi.
There are also positives because there are people that got employment with these Jatropha companies, even though the employment were just transient.
A lot of people were employed, more than 300 people were employed, women and men.
So,
some of the youths were employed to work on the farm. This I know it very well that what Osoni did was that he employed these people, plowed the land for them, asked them to grow the Jatropha, asked them to grow food crops like cowpea, cassava, maize, and then take those things, but take care of the Jatropha for him.
Nkwalano tembia omudi complaints ebre efaska semu
ye tuameka ekano so anduru ba bia ansa na boso menen so anwie no na wanya dikan diskan nyina yi.
Those who working there were complaining that they were not being paid well, other conditions of service. If you don't go to work, they don't pay you. So more or less they were on wages.
After the salary, it was not all that encouraging. Not all that encouraging. But what do they do? You have to manage with it.
Na eba say wo hawo no say for ba ama omu bisa na me say ampa omu ye me say na company na ma ko guram no omu say identity na ma me wo company no mu a me say ko gu company na no mu atisa nti omu ntiate nti omu yi ma furu adwuma no mu ampara omu gina so eyi me furu adwuma no mu kura.
At a point in time, they saw that it was not viable. So they have not totally abandoned it, but they have diverted from this Jatropha. And right now, they are using it for maize, rice, and granules.
Nti ebedru baby ena yusa adwuma na nkoso bio. But ade no so okohia from na aye. Even this time corona so but
their coming was not known to us. They are living also. They as white didn't tell us anything. All what we knew that they've left.
Usually in the morning you see the car coming here, the people will gather here, the car will come and convey them. So but 3-4 months I was not seeing that. So I got there and the watchman was there. So I'm quiet. They were not doing that they asked them to wait for a while, that they will recall them back. So that was the information that they now they have a little bit temporary.
Immediately Ghana discovered oil. The company also switched from scan fuel to scan farm. So they started cultivating maize, and now they are cultivating maize and soya bean.
Percentage of omono community no kura kaya no omonya mbe harvest nkurama ombe ma community no kura omo share nti up to now no afibia so ade no eso enya sen ye nti sesi anu yenim dia asase no onfa so ema ye bio
adwuma no so asase no omaje no sesi adwuma no so na enkoso yi adwuma no so nyina asai omo ye adwuma be abosumi num ne yi ntwe omoka. They were able to put some 2 dugouts at Pacha and Jimli. That's those dugouts that they were able to construct. But the school, the clinic, and the scholarship that they told us that they will give our children to pursue further education did not materialize.
Ne plan sanka adwuma no course dia ye wo ye problems ayesu ye face a e betima dia to omonim no mo boye kwan bi so. And I do almost and say, and come back to from river. No, if I say a bed, on be make sure say, on be boy, sans unibi. And I light any bicurano, on bet map machine, a boy, on what kind.
Oh, man, no promises, obey any man decree. Obey my pipe, I've been so road, and no, so no, a Jumano and Coso ENT. I'm sending you now, young Hunsu.
up to now?
The company's headquarters is in my electoral area, so I wrote to them officially demanding what they plan to do for the community, and they told me to bring a proposal. So I sent the proposal to them, and this time around they fulfilled the proposal by giving us 500 pieces of blocks, 50 bags of cement, 1 packet of iron sheet, and sand and stone in aid of building a KVIP for the community.
Inti say ye ne o matenase say o meye bibi amaye edifa yasase o maje ho de ye ne o mo anye nhihye bia amfa asase no.
Sisi asase kakra aka no ahemfo azan baje ono afiri yensa de masikafo omo mo sika na omo to ye ikurasefo ye konye sika wo hina yakota asase
enu di yehu ne ye be yesese.
The pains, some the farmers they are still having pains, and they still feel that they should be compensated.
I mean to me go school na aduane ho a didn't anka ba me pene anka obeboa kakra.
Aban said ye say omwae wa mwaya ya hucheri ya borso.
The experiences from the Jatropha rush can add up to the body of knowledge as to what works and what does not work. Currently, the Renewable Energy Act gives more impetus to this sector.
We should find a way of bringing some cooperation between local people and Jatropha companies, and so that Jatropha production doesn't necessarily bring about negative impacts, but also try and harness the positive impacts.
So these are areas we should look at so that whatever good intentions that government has in promoting foreign direct investment in local communities to bring jobs, to bring development to the people.
And most importantly, trying to encourage local people to go into smallholder production of Jatropha for local energy production, or to meet their domestic energy needs.
You know, it doesn't turn out to rather impoverish them, but to make them, you know, for their standards of living to improve, their income sources to improve, so that at the end of the day we get a win-win situation for all.
The time therefore is right for more studies to be conducted into the feasibility and sustainability of the biodiesel sector and its possible impact, especially improving rural livelihood in Ghana.